Hi, I'm Queen Sylvie of the multiple award-winning The Queen Sylvie Show. You want to expand and get noticed? Then come outside your box and into our world. Internet advertising has a real impact on global awareness and even sales, so let's make an impact together. Offering for a limited time advertising and sponsorship packages that excel your purpose. So contact Queen Sylvie or Smooth Tim for the exciting opportunities that awaits. Yeah. The Frida's Cleaning Service is a small family-owned business established in 2003. With over 17 years of professional, high-quality, and greatly satisfied service, the Frida's Cleaning Service will get the job done. Specializing in sanitizing your home, business, post-construction, and commercial cleaning, no job's too big or small. See for yourself and give us a call, 567-249-9172. La Frida's Cleaning Service. Our reputation is always spotless.
It used to be hard for this family to run and play in their yard. That big pooch left its business all over. Dad would spend his time cleaning up puppy messes. Now, I make sure the yard is clean so they can play without worry. Yes, there really is a poop fairy.
All right. Hey. Welcome to another episode of Tim's Tidbits. And we sure appreciate you all spending your Wednesday evening with us, even though it is kind of frigid cold like everywhere.
Yeah.
How's it in Texas?
It's cold, bro.
Have you been?
This is cold.
What's cold? We're running like, I'm thinking like 20, 30 below zero wind chill.
Oh, okay. No, we're not that cold. We was at 19 or something. Then that's the lowest we got. Like 19. We ain't got negatives.
Yeah, I think it was -2 this morning on the actual thermometer temperature. So yeah, I mean, whew. Look out, and you see the neighbors have like plumbers coming over thawing their shit out. A lot of people live up here, but I mean, leave your pipes drip.
It's up north, man. That's the price you got to pay to live up north.
I'd rather pay that drippy water faucet bill than have to pay for a
pipes.
plumber come out and have to redo my pipes and shit. I mean, ouch.
Let it run. Forget let it drip.
Let it run. You ought to come up north for a visit. Come on up to the 419 and have a visit with us.
I got cold looking at it on TV. I was like, woo.
Did you see him digging out of Buffalo Stadium for the game last night?
I saw that. I'm like, they were like everybody. Did you want to come dig it out?
That was Monday Night Football, but yeah. I was like, wow. They were throwing.
It was so bad they let the fans come out there and dig out their seats. I'm like, that's some real stuff when it's that bad. People want to watch a game. I'm gonna dig out my own seat.
I know they do that at Green Bay.
They do?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Because that's the only non-privately owned football franchise in the NFL. Because the fans,
Green Bay or Buffalo?
The Packers.
So it's not owned privately. Who's owned by that? Shareholders?
The fans are shareholders.
Interesting.
So that's why they kind of are behind the team and they, roo rah rah, dig it out when it snowed in and shit. Not me. But you know what? let's have some fun with the snow, because I seen this.
Money work for me. I work for my money.
Hey, some people can get real freaking creative with the snow. Check this out.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, we can't take t-shirt teeth or necklaces.
My fiance had seen this online on Facebook, and we just thought it was a really good idea to bring our kids out to be able to see what creativity and what they can really do with snow. And it will be a very good memory for my kids. Say cheese!
Yeah, this is great.
I looked up snow sculptures. I didn't really want to do anything plain. When I saw a shark online, I figured I could do that, so I gave it a shot, and this is what we ended up with. You guys come over here and like
1, 2, 3.
Realize something that's not.
So when I originally built it, I was maybe on this step, and it was all the way up to here. So it's been drooping down over the last couple of days.
Get some press on it, huh?
Yeah.
I was packing the snow. The next, my dad spray painted it. My brother worked on the tiny fin over there.
Yeah, was it easy or was it hard for you?
Really hard.
What would you say?
I had to go inside many times.
Oh, yeah?
I got really cold.
I like people stopping by and taking pictures with it.
Are you brave? Put your hand in there.
It was a lot of fun to make with my kids. I think other people should give it a shot. The kids are already planning to do either an octopus or a banana split. With the next snowstorm, they wanted to do it by this weekend, but we'll see. If it's the light powdery snow, I probably won't be doing it, but if it's thick packing snow, then we'll see.
Anyhow, is that cool?
Yeah, man, a snow shark.
I said, if you get a shitload of snow that you don't know what to do with.
My first time seeing a snow shark, I've seen a shark pit, seen a shark week.
See all kinds of shark, but hey, now a snow shark.
Ooh,
I'm
creative.
surprised that hasn't, yeah, maybe that'll be the next monster movie, Snow Shark.
Gonna be a black person that make a snow blunt. You know what I'm saying? It'd be funny if I said a snow blunt.
Well, I mean, they do. I mean, it's, they get pretty
He laughing
creative.
like, yeah.
But I mean, well, we used to, we used to go crazy in the snow when I was younger. Stuff like this, yeah, we'd build snow forts, have snowball fights.
See, it's rare in Texas because we don't get a lot of snow, and we do get snow, and people not used to it. They're not used to the cold weather. They stay inside.
Yeah, what did they say? I seen that on TV, Larry, that they had like over 500 accidents in Houston.
Panic. It's not even real snow yet. This is like a play snow.
I'm like, how bad can it be in Houston, Texas?
They start buying everything off the shelf and everything. I'm like, bruh, the snow was gone the next day. People went and spent $5,000 on buying a bunch of crap. Now they stuck with it, and the snow's gone.
Got to get the extra toilet paper, water, all that kind of stuff, and this is just gone off.
Yeah, they got all that crap sitting next to their bed. Can't even get out the bed because they got toilet paper and water stacked up because they ain't got nowhere else to put it. Stupid.
No, we keep, I mean, because actually, yeah, it's not that hard to freeze if you're just not, careful about it. So we always keep a couple of gallons of this fresh water around just in case. But I mean, as long as you're cautious about shit, yay. Same thing when you're outside. If you dress appropriately, you're not going to be cold.
Yeah, but it's crazy because when it's a heat storm, not heat storm, but it was a heat advisory, no one really buys water like that. But when it's a snow advisory, everybody want to buy water. I'm like, you need to be buying water when it's hot. Not
when
it's
in
cold.
actuality, you've got a very good point because it's so easy to dehydrate.
Exactly. I'm like, that's why you got to buy all the water. But they'll never buy the water out when it's hot.
You know what else I was thinking about, and it came across me, and I seen it, and I'm like, wow, this is really messed up. And this is now that we're starting to evolve from gas to electric vehicles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you've got these people, driving around in their $30,000 to $200,000 Teslas, that need to be charged up, right? So they can keep going, so they can drive another 300 miles, whatever they get. I'm not sure. But anyhow, there seems to be a big, huge issue with charging a Tesla in cold weather.
Electric cars may be the way of the future, but it's clear there are some problems when it comes to charging them in Chicago's deep freeze.
Oh, we got a bunch of dead robots out here.
Dead robots. Dead Teslas packed the parking lot at this Tesla supercharging station in Oak Brook, a scene mirrored in other supercharging stations around the Chicago area.
Man, this is crazy. It's a disaster, seriously.
With temperatures falling into the negative double digits, these charging ports have stopped charging, leaving many Tesla owners stranded here in long lines since Sunday.
Nothing, no juice, it's still on 0%. And this is like 3 hours this morning being out here, after being out here 8 hours yesterday.
Has it been charging?
No, not at all.
It just isn't working.
At all. It's just frozen, and so I'm now getting it towed to the Tesla service center because that's my only option at this point.
Adding to their frustration, they say, is that they're getting no help when they call Tesla for assistance.
No response from Tesla. We have been suffering since yesterday afternoon.
These are unusually cold temperatures, but do you find this acceptable?
No, not at all. Not really. I think it's less on the actual vehicle and more on the infrastructure.
Tesla has not responded to our emails for comment, but an automobile expert we talked to said that the owners of all EVs should hit the battery precondition button on their car before attempting to charge it in extremely cold weather.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think, Larry?
It goes to show you the technology is not what we thought it would be up to this point. I'm like, if you can't charge your car in the cold, then what can you do? What kind of technology are we working with?
Yeah, that almost solidifies the debate that people have. Stop making me get rid of my gas when these EVs. And also self-driving cars aren't even up to par yet. So, why are you trying to push it down my throat? I can understand their argument. It's not reliable.
And look how inconsistent our environment is. So we're looking like even moving forward, we're going to have colder days and hotter days. So now you really got to be smart on what kind of vehicle you buy. You better go back and get you a Ford Festiva.
I get concerned about those batteries, too. What are those? Those are cobalt batteries, right? So they're coming out of cobalt mines, which we know are coming out of South Africa, that we know that they got all kinds of different labor issues in that regard. Mm-hmm. And then again, well, how are you to dispose of these batteries once they've went through their life cycle? And what's that going to do? And what's that going to do to our environment? Because I believe
put them in the trash, dump it, and contaminate the water or the soil or something like that, like they do with everything else, and then complain about it. Then try to figure out what happened.
Yeah, come up after the fact. Well, I just have no idea.
They just making these cars, making this money off these fools. These people just being fools about it, and not even they're fooling the people. That's how you can fool a person. You fool the mass of people into buying a car that think it's going to be the move for the future. And at the end of the day, it's all about publicity and making money. The people that sell it to them don't really care about the future. They care about making a dollar.
Making that money now. You're right. You're right. We've discussed that in so many different factors. When it comes to, environmentally or politically or anything else, yeah, the money drives the decision.
We're going to be back to riding horses again eventually.
I like riding horses. I'll take a horse.
Yeah, it's easier to dispose of horse crap than it is of a cobalt battery.
I can spread that crap on my garden and help fertilize it and do a purpose. All I have to do is feed it, ride it. Let it take a crap and feed my garden.
But it's like dispose of a battery and not charging your car up.
Yeah, and I don't have to worry about charging him up.
Give him some hay.
Every 300, 400 miles. Yeah, that's crazy as hell. Anyhow, hey, obviously we've been discussing a little bit that it's cold outside. And we also have discussed in past shows that there's individuals out there who are homeless. They just don't have a place to go. There was a pastor in Ohio who opened up his church doors to homeless. Now guess what?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Finally, the pastor of Dad's Place in Bryan, Ohio, facing charges tonight after opening his church to the homeless. The local zoning commission told the church they could no longer house the homeless because there's no bedrooms and people are not allowed to eat or sleep on the property. Apparently, it's better to do so outside in the cold. The pastor has racked up 18 charges of zoning violations. He says he gets a new charge every day that he remains open. And that pastor, Chris Savell, joins us now, along with his attorney at First Liberty Institute, Jeremy Diss. Dice, Jeremy, or Diss?
Dice.
Dice, got it. So sorry, Pastor, to you, your church is not allowed to take in the homeless. The kind of conundrum here, because they're saying you don't have beds, but you're not allowed to have beds. So because you don't have beds, you can't have homeless staying in there overnight. It seems unbelievable that they want the people outside in the cold versus inside the church.
It's typical.
Now something. It's like, and I understand, you know, his concern and why he's reaching out. And I mean, we do need to reach out, and we need, I mean, there's people out there that are in need. And sometimes, and through no fault of their own, other times it's through their own negligence to themselves or finances, whatever the case may be. But still, Larry, I mean, come on, man. And then Bryan, Ohio, huh?
Well, the crazy part about it, isn't it his church that he pastors at?
Mm-hmm.
So he's not doing it at a public place where, like the courthouse, he's saying, okay, everybody go to the courthouse and sleep in the courthouse. He's doing it at his church.
But because he doesn't have beds, and there must be some type of ordinance that says you have to have beds to be able to house, but there's some other type of ordinance out there that's preventing this pastor from being able to put beds in. So no, you can't put beds in, and you can't house without beds. Well, that's kind of stupid.
Why don't they get like some temporary cots or something like that? Is that considered a bed? No. What about some sleeping beds? Was that considered beds?
A sleeping bag? Probably. They can't sleep on the floor either. I think they said that, didn't they? They can't sleep on the floor. So no, they have to sleep in beds, but you can't have beds.
Okay, maybe get some tables and put the sleeping bags on top of tables.
Yeah, so they said, you know, every day he gets another citation out of it from the city because of, he says, I don't care what you say, I'm going to keep the door
Does the
open.
city fund this church, or does the government fund this church?
Well, the churches are self-funded. Remember, they're independent of the government. Supposedly, there's a separation between church and state in that regard.
But then churches still get kickbacks from government.
But they get tax breaks and things like that. They don't get any type of, government subsidy, not whatsoever. But they do receive tax breaks from the government where they,
So what's the difference between him letting those people sleep in his house compared to sleeping in his church? I'm like, what's the difference? Because if that's his church, even though it's in the city, are they going to tell him those people can't sleep in his house? Why are they saying the church? The church is privately owned, but so what's the difference? Is it an occupancy thing that you can't have no more than 50 people in there or something like that?
See, what I think I don't know, Larry. I don't know why the city decided to get involved. Now you have the city, a local government, dictating to the church how it has to operate. And see, but there's other times when people in the government get upset when people from the church, want to put religious ideologies into governmental affairs. So, that's why, there should be a separation. You shouldn't be able to tell the church what to do, and you really shouldn't be bringing church into the governmental issues, because there's so many different viewpoints in America, and so many different facets of religions, everything else.
I don't see it. That's why I kind of think it's all stupid, because it doesn't matter. It's all about the person doing the right thing and making the right decision for people or for a person.
It's kind of what I thought. Apparently, he has to eat crow.
Yeah, there's too many people with their hands in the pot trying to stir it up, and it's something simple. Something simple as, can you have a baby or not? Is it your right to have a baby or not? All these people want to put their hand there and stir the pot up, and there's one woman has to make that decision. It's her decision. It's her body. It's her life.
Amen.
Who's it going to affect? It's going to affect her and that kid more than anything. Now, if the kid is put off on the state or the city, when it comes to child protective services, then it's going to affect everyone else.
Right. That's what I said. When you start bringing in morals and values, that are secularly driven, and other people, no, that's, I don't believe that way, or that's not my cup of tea, whatever that case is. Oh, come on. Yeah. And look at the extremes people have had to go to, because, you touched on just the anti-abortion now.
Yeah, I'm like, it's their choice. I'm like, It only matters to the people or to the state or to the city when that child is not taken care of and the child is given over to the city.
Right. When it's neglected and or abused, then
that's when it's everybody's problem. It's only one person's problem.
Because an infant like that cannot protect itself. So yes, I agree with the government getting involved in that particular type of situation.
Other than that, I'm like, if that man want to help homeless people, let him help. He's not hurting anybody.
No, every once in a while, Larry, though, you can get an unwelcome guest. And here's what I want to ask you. What do you do when you get an unwelcome guest such as this guy?
What I did is go into my basement with the flashlight, and its eyes shone right at me.
This is the moment a several 100-pound black bear finally came out from underneath Tina Herzog's Monrovia house. For most of the day.
What are you doing? Out, out, and out. Bad bear.
She'd been pleading to get it to leave the crawl space. Well, pleading and making all sorts of noise.
Morning, got pots and pans and banged it, and I had my leaf blower. I took it down there and turned it on, but didn't budge.
She and various members of her family took videos every few hours showing the unwanted and unwelcome visitor. Crammed, but apparently comfortable, and if you ask me, way too close for comfort in the shallow, unfinished space under their first floor. Space totally open to the stairs leading upstairs.
I moved food that I have in the pantry out because I know they have a really strong sense of smell. So hopefully that helps, and hopefully it doesn't decide to come up the stairs.
This is when it first showed up at about 4:30 this morning on their Ring camera. And Herzog says when it seemed to linger, she knew she was in trouble.
When I came out at dawn, I saw that the crawl space window had been torn off. And I thought, oh no, that bear's in there.
It popped the grate and shimmied on through, and that's where it stayed until this evening when she tossed some mothballs in the space. And who knew bears hate mothballs?
Keep moving.
It immediately decided to leave.
I don't know what woke this one up and decided to come over here. I've heard of it happening before, but I just thought, why me?
So what do you think? Unwelcome guest.
I done heard of rats, but I ain't never heard of a big ass
Have a big ass black bear under your home. That was in Colorado, by the way.
Wait, it was a black bear like,
That's
bro,
insane.
That's like when you say you give your home one of your relatives, okay, you're on your ass, okay, you can stay for a week and turn to a month or a year. Like, and she was bold. I'm like, I'm not going down there with that bear. I move my food out, but
I remember out at my grandparents' farmhouse, and they had like a root cellar, right? Mm-hmm. Or storm cellar, however you want to really call it, coming off the house. And yeah, you'd get coon and shit down in there in the winter. Have to go shoot them, but a black bear.
Everybody's like, bro, I'm not moving.
Yeah,
chill.
That was interesting. They don't like mothballs.
Yeah, so if you get attacked by a black bear, just make sure you go to the woods, bring some mothballs with you.
Yeah, think about that. That's a whole new thing. Instead of wearing the garlic with vampires, you just have
a mothball suit.
Yeah, have a mothball suit. Just pack your shit in mothballs before you go camping. That's freaking
melt
genius.
it down and make it a cologne or a perfume or something, spray it all over you.
A little bit of spray, yeah.
That's funny.
I just don't want to get ate by a bear. That's all I can say. But you know what? There's some stuff that I would not eat, and you're not going to believe what this news team found in this one particular restaurant. Larry is going to just trip your ass out, and this is in Florida. Maybe I'm not going to eat anything in Florida. I don't know.
Wow, it smells in here. The place reeks of cat urine. As we walk in, there's a woman at a 3-compartment sink, hard at work. Hi, how are you? I'm Jeff with Channel 10. What the is she doing? Hold on, there's a chicken in there. She tells us her place isn't open for the day. Inspection? The place is Mindy's Supermarket. It's across from the Hialeah Racetrack at 2602 Palm Avenue. We ask about the cats, and she says no, her violations revolve around plumbing and pipes. Gatos.
No, gato. Era poner eso nuevo y abajo.
As we walk toward the sink, she pushes the camera away with good reason. Was that chicken? Inside the sink, 2 brown paper bags with holes. That's apparently how the chickens came in here alive. In another section of the sink, a chicken. And this scene right here. You do it yourself? We are here because an inspector was here last week as well. Among the 19 violations, cat feces found under the front counter. Pigeon meat was thawing in the sink. She told the inspector, quote, it was given to her by a man off the street. The inspector noted cats in the dining room. He asked about the cat feces in the cats. She says, look around, there are no cats. And what about the chicken in the sink? Pollo. Where'd you get the pollo from? She claims that chicken in the sink and the pigeon meat in the restaurant kitchen is for her.
No.
Her claim, she makes broth with the pigeon meat and drinks it for her asthma, showing us how well she's able to breathe. This all going on in a restaurant open to the public. In the state of Florida, you cannot buy meat off the street from an unapproved source. Out back, we spotted at least 4 cats. Mindy's was not ordered shut. Remember, the state has discretion over that, but we thought the violations were so bizarre that eating public, you need to know.
It looked like a real chicken. Maybe she just finished plucking it.
I don't. Yeah, before they came in with the news team, he should have finished plucking it. Yeah, before they started getting videos. Yeah. Then it makes you think. You know that's the kind of stuff that in what is that? Kitchen Nightmares with Ramsey, where he goes in and he's looking like in these people's deep freezes and stuff, and it's like, oh my God, you never want to eat in a restaurant again when you watch some of that stuff. And what did they say? Here, I wrote this down, Larry. 19 violations. You got 19 violations, and they don't shut you down.
I worked at a place as a safety coordinator at a company. I'm going to say their name, Fiesta Food Market. I worked there.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Fiesta's a big chain.
They laid me off after 17 years. I would go in there and inspect the food and everything like that. They would take old meat that's expired, chicken meat, wash it off, and repackage it.
Because they had one right there on not Collins, but
they got them everywhere here in Texas.
Yeah.
Then they'll take some old chicken meat, they'll wash it off, and then they'll re-season it and put in those big bins and season it, even though it's expired. They'll take ground beef that's all brown and been in the freezer for years. I don't know years, but for a long time, it's all brown and bad. They'll take it, cook it, and put it in tacos. It should have been thrown away.
Oh, I know where there was. I know the one I'm thinking about. That was at Cooper and Pioneer Parkway in Arlington.
Yeah. I'm like, people listen. Never buy meat that's already marinated. If it's marinated and sitting in the bin, you beware of that, because that could be old meat that they just put seasoning on it that expired. They should have threw away and remarinated and stuck it in that bin.
That's what they. Yeah, that's what they. I mean, they show that in the Ramsey's too, where he'll pull stuff in the cooler. You know, it's like some chicken. It's down on the 3rd shelf, and he's like, "How long has this been there?" And the guy, he goes like,
"Yeah, I seen a whole cow carcass on the floor. Once they hit the floor, you supposed to throw that whole thing away."
Right.
They picked that thing up off the floor, and then they rinsed it off and started cutting it up and started selling it to people. I saw roaches in the rotisserie machine, chicken rotisserie machine, roaches in there, and I said, "Why are these roaches in here? How you clean this out?" They said, "We throw hot water on them." I said, "That's it, desanitize it or sanitize the thing, I stopped eating from Fiesta, and I was gonna call the health department on that company, but I was gonna say right before I quit, I'm gonna call the health department on them and shut them all down. But they fired me before I could, laid me off.
That make you sick.
Nasty.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're making people sick.
Yeah, roaches in the bread, the Blios, boxes, and it was nasty, man. It was just horrible company. Horrible.
Okay, we dogged the crap out of Fiesta Market. So yeah, if you're ever down in that area, don't stop in there.
Beware.
Well, they do have some good canned Mexican products. I'll give them that. But
they laid me off.
As far as the fresh food goes, no, I don't think No, I've always been a butcher type of person when it comes to my fresh meats.
Yeah, Fiesta kissed my ass because they had bad. They didn't kiss my ass. All right. They're nasty.
All right.
I've been there. I saw it. I got reports.
You heard it here first. You can kiss Larry's ass, Fiesta.
You kiss my big white ass, Fiesta.
Hey, you know what? But I can't go without just getting you totally upset. All right?
Yeah.
Now
I'm
this.
already getting mad now.
Now I'm just about to get you mad as hell. Okay, so let's go to Colorado, and let's see what happens when the police are on the lookout for somebody and, oops, wrong guy.
Step out of the vehicle with your hands or we could see them. April 2020. With guns drawn, Aurora police are pulling over a man. I got it. Officers are working with Denver police and the Department of Corrections to find a fugitive they know is black.
I was afraid, you know, I was a little stressed.
But what they don't know at this moment, as they point guns at his head and body,
I was just trying to obey the orders, you know, I didn't want to make any distinctive movements outside of what they were directing me to make.
No one else in the car. Teddy Pittman is not the fugitive they're looking for.
I think he demonstrated exemplary control and composure in that moment. Just a testament to he was minding his own business.
As police check out Pittman's identification,
what's your name, man?
Another officer claims there's a gun in Pittman's car.
Hey, gun's right here in a Crown Royal bag.
But court records show a gun was never found in the Crown Royal bag.
It's a lot of loose change.
Police ran Pittman's name in their computers and did not find any warrants.
It's not our target.
One of the officers then told an Aurora police officer,
It's not our guy.
He's not our guy.
Push it as far as you want or don't want, but
do what you want.
He's not who we were after, which sucks.
For Pittman, what did suck was not only the fear of the moment, but the traffic ticket police gave him before letting him go.
I was minding my own business. I went to see a friend. I went to visit a godmother.
A citation for a suspended license and bad left turn. After Pittman filed complaints, the judge dismissed the ticket in the best interest of justice.
That's some bullshit. I think it says a gun in a Crown Royal bag.
Yeah, there wasn't jack shit.
Bro, I'm a brother. We don't put our guns in Crown Royal bags. We put Crown
Royal in a Crown Royal bag. Come on, man. You're not going to waste a good Crown Royal bag by putting a gun in it.
A gun? That's a disrespect.
That's some Crown, man. What are you talking about? But no, wasn't that was unbelievable. I'd be scared as hell too. All those cops, and they all got guns drawn down on you, tell you to lay there, don't frickin' move. You're like, oh my God. And then they're bold enough that this ain't our guy, so let him go do whatever.
Do what you want. See,
then they push some bullshit ticket on him, right? They gotta have a justification or a reason why we threw you on the ground and searched you.
See, that pisses me off because they don't do white guys like that, or white women like that. I'm like, even if they were being belligerent towards them, they don't do them like that. They don't, and they got to cut that crap out. Okay, they were wrong at first, but then when they did the extra stuff at the end, that's not our guy, push as far as you can, still write them a ticket. That's why I draw the line.
Yeah, they should have apologized. They should have apologized and said, hey, you said, tell them, yeah, you do realize that you have expired plates. You do realize this. But, hey, take care of that for us, and we're really sorry that we had to put you through this emotional shit.
Man.
Because that's traumatic. How long is that going to stick with the guy? For a minute?
No, that's stressful. Like you said, it was stressful, and then that's scary because as a brother, as a black man in America, I don't know what other black men go through in other countries, but I know that we are treated unfairly and unjust, and we're taken through the extremes. And then after the extreme is over, if the other party is incorrect about what they did, they're not going to give us any kind of apologies. They're going to add on to it to still make us like we're wrong for something. Even though he did have an expired license, whatever, maybe he should have got the tickets. But at the end of the day they shouldn't have said the things they said. They should apologize then too.
I think so too.
But they were doing their job up to the point where they realized that it wasn't the guy. That's when everything should have stopped.
Right? When you think, done. And I would have. I mean, I would have. We've discussed this before. I've been on both ends, of the gun, to where hey, it's, that ain't your guy. You're putting him through some stress, and lighten up a bit, right? And then I told you the one time I was trying to get into my home when I first bought a home, and this cop comes jumping over this, and it was during the snow, and he comes jumping over this snow pile. Feet come out from underneath him, and he had a gun in his hand. I'm like, God damn, what are you doing? We had a report of a break-in, and I'm like, I own this mug, what are you doing jumping around with a gun in your hand?
That's what cops do. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I'm just glad the brother didn't get killed because I think they should do that with everybody. Women, depending on the severity of the crime, women should get the same treatment. Black women, white man, black man, Hispanic man. All it depending on what they were looking for. It took all those cops. Everybody should be treated the same way up until the point where they got the wrong person. Uncuff them. We're sorry. Apologize. You're the wrong person. Let's move on to find that person. They wasted more time trying to figure out how they're gonna cover.
Yeah,
their
look how
ass.
many cops were right there at that. And, we seen that just last week when we was talking about the little, stuff at the Miami Mall. And you had, like 150 cop cars. I mean, how many cops does it take?
Because it's scary, man. Especially when police officers, white officers dealing with black people, they're scary. They're automatically scary. Especially black men. Everybody's afraid of black men. Some black men are afraid of black men. So we have that monster thing attached to us here in our country, even though black men are not as, how can I say, dangerous as other races have been with terrorism and stuff like that. We'll do basic shit, but
it doesn't matter what your size, your sex, skin color, ethnicity. There's people who are off the hook.
Yeah, but everybody's afraid of black people, especially black men, and we're not even that vicious. And we can be, but we're not like that.
I don't think so.
They make us that. They make us that kind of monster.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Hey, man, there was one thing that happened over what happened last week, actually. There was some, this time of year they do, out in Arizona, rather, they do a lot of hot air balloon stuff. Well, there was a huge tragedy. These people went up in the hot air balloon. Some skydived, others just for the ride.
Police in Eloy, though, have identified 4 people killed in a hot air balloon crash south of the valley and a young Scottsdale woman who survived. The balloon went down yesterday in the desert in Eloy.
And a young man from Michigan was one of 4 people who did not survive. Fox 10's Lindsay Regas joins us live now after speaking with his family tonight.
Chayton's mom is in Arizona waiting to see her son. Now, she flew here right away, right when she got the news from Chayton's girlfriend, who was also on the hot air balloon before skydiving off.
Everybody adored him because he was just that type of person. He would do anything for you.
28-year-old Chayton Wishlack is described as an outgoing person who loved the outdoors. His mother, Rhonda, says he also loved his girlfriend, Kinsey, of 5 years.
And my wife found out that they were planning on in the very, very near future, and I'm thinking as in just a matter of a few weeks, they were going to go to the courthouse and get married.
There were initially 13 people in the hot air balloon, 1 pilot, 4 passengers, and 8 skydivers. Kinsey was one of the 8 skydivers, all of whom survived. The pilot and 3 of the 4 passengers did not survive.
Well, that's a damn tragedy. Yeah, but then again, go ahead and say it, Larry. Had to be white people, dude.
No. Of course, it's tragic. It's tragic. It's tragic. Let's pray for the family. Pray for everyone that they're suffering from that. But it's like it's just you got to just go out there and take a chance, man. That's just been a history. It's been a history of people doing hot air balloons and skydiving and stuff like that, and that's just how it is.
Have you ever been up in a hot air balloon?
No, I've bungee jumped, so
I've bungee jumped too. I won't do it again, but I did it once just to check it out. But man, that was a rush.
It was, bro.
That was a big rush.
I see why. I see why. But a lot of brothers be like, "No, bro, I ain't doing it. I was a little more adventurous. That's not. I was gonna be like a special forces guy in the military. I said I'm going to edge and try this."
That's it. Yeah. If one has never done it, it's a heck of an adrenaline rush. But you probably get the same type of a feeling when you're skydiving, which I've never done. I've never been up in a hot air balloon, and I don't know if I would ever skydive. I think that's kind of out of the question. I don't know if I want to jump out of a perfectly good airplane.
Yeah, I think the closest that black people would do is skydiving is jumping off a Throw that diving board in some water. I think that's as close as we can get.
There we go. There's the skydive.
It's got to be like a small 1%. That 1% of rich people, that 1% of black people is going to try that. It's very small percentage.
I'm up on the 12-foot board, man. I'm really.
No, we ain't going to the 12 one. We're going to the one that's close.
Oh, the 3-foot board.
Diving off that one. Because we barely swim as it is. As soon as we dive off, we get our ass out the water. We swimming right. We're gonna dive in right next to the side of the damn pool. So
Unbelievable. Yeah, you know, that's just.
I ain't never heard of people being in hot air balloons in a long time. But
No, I mean, especially Arizona is big, and especially out, around the mountains there, Scottsdale and that, and they have that big festival, Albuquerque. Albuquerque has that huge balloon festival every year where they put a couple hundred balloons up in the air. And it always seems there's always some type of incident that happens there too, though. You're right.
And they still go up there every year. That's crazy. I'm trying to dodge the police. I'm trying to dodge no hot air balloons and the police at the same time.
Can't be done. Can't be done, man. Hey, let's move on. Let's get to one of the your favorite parts, our asshole of the week. And there was a teenager who decided that he could commit a crime and taunt the police on social media.
Our top story now at 5, a teenager who taunted law enforcement on social media, saying he couldn't be caught after a brazen drive-by attack, was handed a long prison term today. The vicious assault left one innocent woman dead and another wounded when Isaac Gonzalez shot up the wrong house. KENS 5 reporter Sue Kalberg was in the courtroom when Gonzalez admitted his guilt and learned his fate.
Sue, are you Isaac Gonzalez? Yes, sir.
Appearing before Judge Joel Perez, 17-year-old Isaac Gonzalez came to plead guilty to 2 charges.
You're charged with murder
and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
And it's punishable by 5 years to 99 years or life imprisonment. In both cases, are you pleading guilty because you are guilty and for no other reason? Yes, sir. Okay.
Gonzalez admitted his role in a West Bexar County attack back in October 2022. Prosecutors say Gonzalez was after someone who lived next door, but he mistakenly shot up the wrong house on Bald Mountain Drive. A 25-year-old guest staying at the short-term rental died. Her 41-year-old host was shot in the leg and survived.
Your punishment is to be assessed at 40 years imprisonment.
The judge assessed 40 years for the murder and 20 more on behalf of the shooting survivor.
In that case, your punishment is to be assessed at 20 years imprisonment.
The sentences will be served concurrently. The judge gave Gonzalez credit for time he has already served, and the teen will be eligible to apply for parole in about 20 years. Then,
that wasn't the brother, man. And who does drive-bys?
And especially on the wrong house. Got the wrong address and shit.
The cow, man, how you gonna do it? One thing, you doing a drive-by, that's stupid. And then on top of that, you pulled up the wrong house, shoot the wrong house, that's dumb. I'm like, if you got a problem with somebody, just go say, hey, I don't like you face to face.
And then to get on social media and, taunt the cops. Oh, yeah, well, I'm the one that did that, and I'm going to get away with it. You can't catch me. Fast as fast can be.
He did a drive-by, shot up the wrong house, and got on social media and bragged about it. He's passed. He's
past asshole of the week. He might get asshole of the year.
He's a blowjob, but he should be the blowjob of the week. Idiot.
Wait till he gets to prison. He was kind of a scrawny little cute thing now, wasn't he?
He's gonna be somebody's bitch. He deserves it too. He's gonna join the gang. He's gonna join the gang.
Better.
They rape him a couple of times and give him a head or whatever, and then he's gonna be worse when he gets out.
You're damn straight.
He's really gonna be a monster when he gets out, idiot.
Unbelievable. Man, I don't know, Larry. Hey, hang tight.
And it wasn't a brother.
Hang tight. Just 1 second, brother.
Oh.
There we are. I wanted you to give these people a tip, Larry.
Okay, check this out. Check me out on Facebook and IG, LRE Fitness Solutions. We keep you moving. What'll be my tip? Okay, this will be my tip since it's 2024. Everybody has his New Year's resolution. I want to work out and get into shape. Stop it, people. Stop it. You should already be in shape. You should already be working out and training and everything you should be doing. You should have did that last year and the year before. Stop waiting to the beginning of the year and having being in shape or being healthier as your New Year's resolutions. Make that a yearly thing. So next year you can get a brand new resolution like, I want to make more money, or I want to not be an asshole of the week on Smooth Tim and Larry E's show. You know what I'm saying? Just start your fitness journey now. Continue it for the whole year. You already started it. Let's finish it. Don't stop and go next year. I want to get back in shape and be fit again. Stop it, people. Stop it. That's my tip. LRE Fitness Solutions. We keep you moving. IG and Facebook. Stop it.
And behave yourself so you don't end up being an a-hole on our Tim's Tidbits. Hey, all I'm saying is, hey, we talked a lot about the cold weather, and I was looking out yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I have an elderly person that lives next door to us, and was watching her out and had to go over there and help. But, hey, you're elderly. Don't be out there into this sub-zero weather. When you are out there, dress in layers. You have a good wicking layer under a shirt, have a good cotton shirt, have another wool shirt, and, dress in layers so that if you get hot, you can always peel it off, but at least you're not going to freeze to death. And especially if you have some type of medical conditions or if you're older, rely on a neighbor. Rely on somebody like Smooth or like Larry. We'll get her done for you. We're just those type of guys. We'll help you out. But otherwise, as Larry says, hey, take care of yourself physically, but also take care of yourself, mentally. Because we care about y'all, guys. What do you think, Larry? About time for us to get on out of here.
Time to go train.
Time to go train. Go make that money. Until next week, we'll holler.